The Middle East stands at the edge of a dangerous escalation. Hours after announcing a fragile ceasefire between Iran and Israel, the U.S. President Donald Trump issued a blunt warning to Israel. Do not drop those bombs.
Israel, as soon as we made the deal, they came out and they dropped a load of bombs, the likes of which I'd never seen before. The biggest load that we've seen. I'm not happy with Israel. You know, when I say, okay, now you have 12 hours, you don't go out in the first hour and just drop everything you have on them. So I'm not happy with them. I'm not happy with Iran either. But I'm really unhappy if Israel's going out this morning because the one rocket that didn't land, that was shot, perhaps by mistake, that didn't land. I'm not happy about that.
His words came amid renewed accusations, missile strikes, and confusion about who broke the truce first. Is the ceasefire already collapsing before it even began? Just a few hours earlier, Trump had declared that a ceasefire between the two sides had officially taken effect. However, tensions flared quickly. Each country blamed the other for violating the truce, and the situation spiraled back into hostility. Can a fragile agreement like this truly survive when neither side trusts the other? Before we continue, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an important update. The U.S. president used an expletive as he criticized both nations for their aggression, highlighting the difficulty of maintaining peace in such a volatile region. The chaos unfolded after Israel claimed Iran had violated the truce and vowed to respond with powerful strikes. Iran, on the other hand, denied any missile launches and said it would retaliate against any further Israeli aggression. Shortly after 5 o'clock Greenwich Mean Time on Tuesday, Trump announced on Truth Social that the ceasefire had begun. Please do not violate it, he urged. By 6 o'clock Greenwich Mean Time, Israel confirmed its acceptance of the U.S.-brokered ceasefire, while Iran signaled its agreement, on the condition that Israel also held back its firepower. Despite the agreement, things deteriorated quickly. Hours later, Israel accused Iran of continuing its attacks. Trump had earlier posted that a truce had been fully agreed, and even called the conflict the 12-day war, suggesting the worst was over. What has Trump said? Trump's frustration was evident. In a post on Truth Social, he bluntly warned Israel, "Do not drop those bombs on Iran." Speaking outside the White House, he expressed disappointment with both nations, particularly Israel. There was one rocket that I guess was fired overboard after the time limit, and now Israel is going out. These guys have got to calm down, he said. In an outburst, he criticized both sides for not knowing what they were doing. Still, he later reaffirmed, the ceasefire is in effect. How have Iran and Israel responded? Shortly after accepting the truce, the Israeli Defense Forces, IDF, reported new missile launches from Iran, calling it a complete violation. Israel's foreign minister ordered fresh strikes on Tehran, focusing on regime and terrorist infrastructure targets. Iran strongly denied violating the truce. Its Revolutionary Guard claimed that its final strikes on Israeli military and logistics centers occurred moments before the ceasefire was enacted. Iranian media later reported that Israel had initiated a three-phased military assault on its territory after the ceasefire began. Iran's Supreme National Security Council promised a decisive response to any further Israeli actions. Before the ceasefire took effect, both nations had engaged in heavy exchanges. On Monday night and into Tuesday, Israel conducted multiple airstrikes, reportedly killing 4 and injuring 22 in Beersheba. Iran retaliated with what it called its final barrage before the ceasefire. Tehran saw intense air defense activity, with citizens hearing loud explosions throughout the night. The IDF claimed to have destroyed missile launchers in western Iran and accused Iran of preparing fresh attacks. Iran, meanwhile, reported the assassination of another nuclear scientist before the ceasefire took hold. Israel initiated strikes on 13 June, targeting Iranian nuclear and military facilities. The reason? Alleged evidence that Iran was nearing nuclear weapon capability. Talks to halt Iran's nuclear program had failed, and Israel said military action was necessary. Despite international concern over Iran's uranium enrichment, there's no consensus on how close Iran is to building a nuclear bomb. In the days following the initial strike, Israel expanded its targets to infrastructure it said could be linked to nuclear weapons development. The U.S. later joined in, using bunker buster bombs to hit Iran's Fordo nuclear site, buried deep in a mountain. On Tuesday, Iran's health ministry reported over 610 deaths and nearly 4,800 injuries from Israeli attacks since the conflict began. Israel reported 4 deaths on Tuesday alone, with the overall toll reaching 28. Iran claims its nuclear activities are peaceful and aimed at civilian use. However, the UN nuclear watchdog recently warned that Iran has enriched more than 400 kilograms of uranium to 60% purity, dangerously close to weapons grade. U.S. officials believe the joint U.S.-Israel strikes have significantly slowed Iran's nuclear ambitions. Iran disputes the damage. A state media official said the 3 U.S.-targeted sites had already been evacuated and the sensitive materials moved, downplaying the effectiveness of the strikes. This latest cycle of conflict between Iran and Israel, punctuated by a short-lived ceasefire and conflicting narratives, highlights just how fragile Middle East peace truly is. Trump's blunt warnings may temporarily halt escalation, but with both sides locked in deep distrust, is a lasting peace even possible? Or are we witnessing the early stages of a broader and more dangerous confrontation? What do you make of Trump's warning to Israel and the shaky ceasefire? Could this lead to an even wider conflict, or will diplomacy finally prevail? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates.